Cat food, arriving today with Amazon Prime. That's off your mind. So now you can worry about something else like, can Xavier read minds?
What's faster than a second? The time it takes Barclays to spot fraud. We use innovative technology, and our dedicated team of experts work 24/7 to help keep you and your money safe, so you can go about your day feeling protected. Barclays, backing your future.
Foxy Dollars, the new way to win. Play for free and spend them on rewards you'll love. Foxy Dollars.
I never met nobody with a board like you. That's amazing. Good job, bueno. Bueno work, bro. Gracias, igualmente. Thank you.
It's the same thing for him to me too.
Bro, his might be better than mine, bro. I think he modeled. What the? What the fuck? We got Dominican Michael Jackson? Do the moonwalk. Oh my God. Man, what's going on in Dominican Republic, bro? Hey, chat. Dominican Republic is a whole different world. Bro, what is it? Bro, hey. What is going on
shoes, man.
Yeah, I need a new shoe.
But it's okay. I'm Michael from Dominican.
Hey.
And I love
Hey, where you going?
everybody.
Where you going?
Bro, they almost. That's the last time, bro.
You ain't
Bro. Hey, Chop.
No, but you ain't Michael Jackson.
Indiana. I'm from Indiana. But I live in here, in Dominican Republic.
If we ask him where was he born and you say hi now.
Sing one of his songs.
You and me, believe me. I love you. I need you. I want you.
That's not a Michael Jackson song.
Come on, y'all.
She just a girl. There you go. There you go. Ooh, okay. Okay, there you go.
All right. You not alone. I am here with you. So far away. I am here to stay.
Dominican Michael Jackson, baby.
Hey, we got here. We're known in Dominican Republic. First of all, welcome to the best country in the world. And we are known here for 4 things: great beaches, great rum, great food, and cigars.
Cigar.
Yeah,
I don't smoke. Hey, I don't smoke cigars.
No, but you gotta take that shit to you. Back up, nigga. That's Dominican cigar. I'm Haitian, but that's the best cigar in the world, nigga.
Hey,
I'm telling you, you know. And
we've been making cigars here.
I don't smoke though.
I know.
You want to try them? You want to try the best cigar in the world right now?
Try it.
Yeah,
Try
try
it.
it. Okay, yeah.
I don't.
Try it, man. Let's try it. Yeah.
Chad, do I try it?
Nobody can try it.
You know, just take this one then.
That's it.
me
This is Aurora, the oldest cigar factory in Dominican Republic.
Smell it, smell it.
More than 100 years making cigars.
Wait, how do you?
Handmade.
Wait, how do you feel when you smoke a cigar?
You feel great.
Try it.
Listen,
Relax.
when you
Hey, just smell.
when you smoke cigar, you don't take the smoke in. You just put it in your mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah. You don't take it to your lungs.
You don't take it to your lungs.
It's just a mouth full of smoke and then you throw it away.
You just taste it, okay?
This is culture.
And then
You smoke tobacco?
No, but if you do it, I do it.
Hey, take this one. Hey, give me one hour. Take this one.
listen,
If you do it, do it.
Take this one.
one of the most expensive cigars in the world are made here in the Dominican Republic.
Really?
Yes, they're really
No.
expensive.
Nah, okay, I already bet.
Take that one.
I don't smoke though.
Let's go around. Let's go
I don't smoke. I don't smoke.
Hey, right now, we're gonna take the best chocolate in the world. What? Best chocolate in the world. Come on. Follow me. Come on, come on. Here in the art, we have the greatest climate for chocolate. All in the Caribbean and Latin America, we are known for that. And we make some fine chocolate here, and we want you to taste it.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
That smell like.
On your own chocolate.
the best chocolate in the world.
Wait, that's real chocolate. I never know my own chocolate. Is this cacao?
That's the real fruit from the chocolate comes from.
So this is chocolate.
Yeah, so we can have you make chocolate. Yeah. Inside of that, get más solta. Inside of that, you have beans. These are the beans. And those things, you make chocolate. Can you get again? Yeah. You're gonna do your own chocolate right now.
Well, you can make your own chocolate.
Yeah, choose your topping.
Sister topping here.
Choose your topping.
Okay, bro. Smell this chocolate. Smell.
Pruébala primero.
Smell.
What is chocolate at?
You can smell it.
That's real cocoa and mix.
Real.
No, I want my. Wait. Is this dark?
It's dark chocolate, pure chocolate.
Bro, I want 100%. I don't want nothing in it. Look, I want 100% dark chocolate.
Yeah, like this.
This is the coconuts, like this.
Yeah, that's 100% chocolate. More natural than that you cannot get.
Really?
Yeah, natural.
Damn. Pure chocolate.
Yeah. It's the first time?
Well, that tastes good.
It's the first time you taste that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Smell it, smell it.
Hey, búscalo para que lo eche ahí.
Smell it.
Búscale.
It's just beer.
Yeah.
It's like nothing but pure chocolate.
Tell them.
Look, chat.
You're gonna make a bar now. A chocolate bar.
Yeah. I think the bark must be like 20 seconds.
Hey,
Yeah.
make your own bar. Put it over there. And then spread it.
Like that?
Yeah. Spread it. You're gonna do better.
Damn. But this.
Make a line, man. Make a line. Yeah. Okay, now put it on the fridge. Put it on the fridge. Here. Hey. Woo. Hey. Put it on the fridge.
Wait, what's in that?
Hey.
Is that sugar in there?
100% pure chocolate, man.
No way.
Yeah. Put it over here. And out of there, you're getting something like that.
This?
Yeah, that's Dominican chocolate. You can eat it.
Dominican chocolate.
Taste it.
Now let's try it. Let's try it. Hey. That thing good.
Why have you tried better chocolate?
Hey, Dominican chocolate. Why is it so pure though? It just tastes pure. Let me see. Watch out. Let me see.
Look, this is cacao.
That's why. It's dead. Like everything.
Dime qué pico de chocolate.
What?
Dime pico de chocolate.
That's pure chocolate.
Beautiful.
That's pure chocolate.
You like it? Okay. So we have this. These are the cacao food. You know?
Let me get some water.
This 100%. This one is pretty good.
100%?
Yeah, 100%.
This chocolate.
Try that one. Here. What about that? Doesn't have any sugar.
That's crazy.
Umbrella.
Hey, let me get more of that.
Why? Get your wife.
Healthy! Healthy!
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Healthy chocolate.
Tombola presents free-to-play games. Win cash prizes every day on our free-to-play games on Tombola. Play now.
You're looking at the fastest, easiest way to get a perfect beard. Just for Men Beard and Brow Color. Instantly covers grays and fills in patchy areas. Lasts till you wash it out. Guys are saying there's nothing easier. Anytime you want to look your best, try Just for Men Beard and Brow Color.
Harry and Malfoy barely inclined their heads, not taking their eyes on each other.
Are you worried about care costs? Compass CHC could help secure NHS funding for complex care costs for your loved one. Contact us for a no-obligation, confidential assessment. Compass CHC, navigating you to free care.
You could literally start your own business right now with Shopify. It blows my mind. With Shopify, it's easier than ever to do it in a professional way, where it actually looks legit. It's incredible. Start your free trial at shopify.com.
Hey! I like the mask. Marangue. Merenguito. 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I really, bro, I might be Dominican. I might really be Dominican at this point. Wait, what's this over here?
And now you're walking to the first fortress made in America.
The first
More than 500 years over here.
fortress.
Yeah, the first one made by the Spaniards in 1502.
Is that true?
Yeah. You can Google it. La primera fortaleza. The first one. In all America, we have the first church. We have the first cathedral, the first street. We've got.
For real? Up here?
Yeah.
Let's go up. Let's go up. Let's go up.
You're gonna see the Osama River.
Let's go check it out. This is the first fortress of Dominican Republic.
Of the America.
No, of America.
Yeah.
We
And
sitting,
it's the first city of America too, man.
we sitting on history right now, chat.
Yeah, we are. Christopher Columbus.
In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
His brother. That's the one who founded this city.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's
Let's go to the million.
let's go. What's that?
This is the strongest world phone in the world.
Strongest world phone? Phone?
Yeah. They say you can't break it.
You can break it.
World's strongest phone.
You can break it. You can break it.
Try to break it. Try to break it. Try it.
This is the world's strongest phone. Chat, this is the world's strongest phone in the world.
Yeah.
Just trying to break it?
Yeah. They say you can't.
people got on top of it, and he broke his ankle.
Hold on, bro. I think I might hit the record. Chat, I might hit my record. Chat, we might hit 1 million viewers today. Chat, we might hit 1 million viewers. Hey.
1 million! 1 million!
Hey, Dominican Republic, crazy. What the hell? We about to hit 1 million. We about to hit 1 million. 1 million! 1 million in the chat! 1 million viewers in the chat! Wow! Oh my god! Oh my god, chat! 1 ilm in the chat! Shout out to Dominican Republic! Oh my god! Oh my god! What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? What the hell, bro?
Well done. So,
Big 1 ilm in the chat! 1 ilm in the chat, Luffy! We did it, Luffy! We did it, Luffy! Luffy, we did it! 1 ilm in the chat! Now, stay cool, bro. Say something.
what I want, Monkey D. Luffy. And I'm gonna be King of the Fire!
Yo, chat. Bro, I didn't know New York was like this. I'm gonna be completely honest. I did not know. This is insane. Thank y'all. We passed 1 million viewers, baby. Shout out to, hey man, shout out to Ala Floquedo, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
For
you.
real, man.
Thank you for
Chat, he said stream up today, bro. Everybody chat spell W Apoloque, man.
Why, thank you for sure, Dominican Republic, in your tour. We appreciate you are here in this country. We love you. We love your content. And we love you so. I am
Shout out to him, bro.
emocionado, man.
How do you say subscribe and like if you're new to the channel?
Suscríbete al canal. Suscríbete al canal. Suscríbete. 1.2 million. 1.2 million.
1.2?
For the respect.
What the hell? 1.2 million? Are y'all serious, Dominican Republic? Are y'all serious? Are y'all really doing this to me today? Y'all want to see me cry? They want to see me cry. They want to see me cry. Yo! Y'all still showing support? I can't believe, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, chat. I can't believe this shit. Damn, bro. I can't believe this shit, bro. All right, let's go.
This is one of the most important places and very famous of fried chicken. We call it fried chicken, pica pollo hoa. Pica pollo de black chicken. You say hi Chinese
Yo,
people.
chat, is this the best chicken in Dominican Republic?
El mejor,
And
the
what?
best, the best,
The best in the world?
That's the best, the best, the Popeye, the best, that's the best.
Chat, is this the best?
Chinese best. Los chinos es mejor, estás loco, estás loco. Los chinos es mejor. Los coreanos son los más bacanos. Pica pollo chino. Try it.
What?
Try it.
Chat, this is the best in the world. Best in
Number one. China number one.
China?
Number one.
Korea number 1.
Mire, coño, tú estás loco.
Corea es mejor. Corea es mejor.
Chinese or Spanish?
Dominican Chinese.
Don't wait on Spanish.
中文 and 加有西班牙文 Spanish too. English too.
What's on the way?
¿Cómo sabemos que tú eres chino? Habla chino.
pero你好吗？你喜欢这个吗？
哦，对对对，
你的朋友吗？
我吃我吃我吃
OK， 你喜欢吃？
我上这儿，我上这儿。
Mira.
Oh, is you speaking Spanish or English or Chinese? English.
If you like it, you need to say
El chino, el chino, el chino, el chino.
Okay, el bueno es mira, it's good.
Okay.
If you don't like it, say diablo.
Okay.
Ay. No? Don't do it? Nah, chat.
You need to wear it. This is Dominican.
What is
Dominican clothes.
Okay. Actually, he's Chinese, right? Yeah. Korean. Okay. Leaving Dominican Republic. Okay. This is the Korea circuit. Can you sign for me?
Yeah, Korea. Yeah, Korea. Hey, I gotta go back to Korea, bro.
We need to go to China. China.
Hey.
Korea, Corea es mejor.
Mire, no me aguanto, está loco, Dominicano mejor. No, chino los mejores, los chinos los mejores. Un momento, por favor. This is for my baby.
Okay.
This is for you, baby.
My bad. Okay. Ooh. Chopper.
And they too.
Thank you. Got you.
Bro, I won. Ronaldo, bro.
Damn, oh my.
Yeah, this is from China, bro. This is from China.
Shit. 1.4, bro.
1.4, man. You want it right by the eye? You want it? You want it? Tell me that you want it.
I want it, bro.
Okay, vamos a jugar de 1.5, vamos. 1.5. Todo el mundo mandando a los grupos. Insultamos en dos.
Bro, I'm not gonna be able to beat my record, bro.
1.5!
1.5?
1.5!
What?
1.5!
Oh my. What the hell?
Prometo que en inglés.
I can't. I don't know what to do.
Vamos, 1.6 para que
I don't know what to do, bro.
el récord se quede aquí, 1.6. Vamos, 1.6.
Chat, y'all gonna make me cry, bro. 1.5 million viewers.
Mucha bandera dominicana.
What is happening, bro?
The people love you, bro. The people love you, bro.
Bro, I love y'all too, man.
1.6, vamos que se quede aquí. The record is here in the heart.
Big Poppy!
What's up, baby? What's up?
What's good, man?
Welcome to the country, man. What's up?
Thank you, man.
Hey, are you having fun?
I'm having fun, bro.
I got something for you. Hey, I got a Big Poppy jersey for you.
Hey! David Ortiz, baby.
There
Let's
you go.
go!
Now let's go to the kid.
Turn me up! What is this?
This is what keeps playing the street. Isn't that great? All Dominican baseball players started in Dominicana before they actually became players.
What a ball
Let
at?
me explain to you. With the stick and the vitilla, that's how we develop the ability to hit a baseball. Because this thing float around and you have to track it to be able to hit it. You feel me? So the track in the ball is what makes you.
Oh!
That's some
So
trick.
that's why y'all so good at baseball.
That's right.
So y'all practice with this.
That's right.
Can't they practice with a bottom cap? Oh!
That's where the trick comes from.
I see it now. Oh!
Mira, con lo que es muy rápido. That's where the trick comes from. We need room to be able to do it. Space.
Atrás. Dale, come on.
me lock in. Let me lock in. Hold it. You ready? What? Throw it like a ball? Like that?
But give me this one.
I played baseball before.
Come on, like this.
Yeah. I got it. Come on, bro. That's in the box. That's a strike. That's a strike, David. That's strike one. That's strike one. Strike two. Hey, I'm about to strike out David. I'm about to strike out David. Ball three.
You gotta take now. You gotta go take now.
What?
Yeah. That's the way.
Over the years, Ruto has exported
You buy a bigger house thinking the clutter problem is finally solved. 6 months later, every single room is packed again. Turns out space was never the problem. Stuff was. Most Americans spend 3 to 4 hours every weekend just cleaning. In Japan, 15 minutes a day never needs a deep clean.
still has a connotation of racism in it. How people look at you, and we know about the French relationship with Africa and the money and blah blah. There's a lot of deep things that's happening at one time.
Now, why does Jay-Z need to mention the relationship between France and Africa in an interview he makes about songwriting? And he said, we all know about the relationship between France and Africa. The truth is, I think people do not really know just how bad the relationship between France and Africa is. So that is what this video is going to be about. There's been some recent developments, as well as historical developments, as well as how they continue to slap Africa and black people in the face simultaneously. France just spent 9 million euros opening an African cultural center in Paris. African art, African music, African creativity celebrated in the heart of Europe. Anytime a French official steps onto a stage, on a podium, or somewhere in front of the world, they can point to that and say, look at how much we love Africa. Look at how we celebrate African culture. We are Africa's friends. But here's what they do not promote about the continent. Week after week, day after day, I see France backing armed groups in the Sahel, plotting to remove African leaders, running to bring down governments it can no longer control. And just this week, a former French soldier arrested for planning to cut an entire country's power grid, a coordinated attack covertly done from the shadows. There's even an accusation that France has a list of African presidents it's actively seeking to assassinate. The 9 million euros France spent on that cultural center is part of its propaganda budget. It is the price France is willing to pay to appear as though it is moved beyond its colonial past. But in this video, I'm going to expose all of it. The overt and covert destabilization, the alleged kill list, the hypocrisy, and show how it's part of the same pattern. Because right now, Macron and France are like a cornered animal, unwilling to come to the table with Africa with fair terms, still driven to control, dominate, and impose their colonial methods while the world is distracted by a cultural center in Paris. If that matters to you, then I suggest you stay tuned. So the African Cultural Center France has put together in Paris is called the Mansa Cultural Center. The man who proposed it to Macron admitted to the press that it was designed to give France, quote, another chance at a time when France is being tossed around in Africa and paying for the mistakes of successive governments. The architect of France's African Cultural Center said out loud that it exists because France is losing Africa. The question, however, must be asked, what did France do to be losing Africa? Generally, most people might think that it is things that France did in their colonial and imperial past, massacres done by governments past 100 years ago. But unfortunately, the situation is much darker than that. You would think that spending 9 million euros as a gesture to repair relations with Africa, to ask Africa for another chance, would mean that France has ended its predatory behavior, turned over a new leaf, and is now seeking a legitimate, mutually beneficial relationship with the continent. Yet week after week, month after month, in headlines that mainstream media largely ignores, France remains actively engaged in neo-colonial and modern imperialist actions that stand in stark contrast to the celebrations of the cultural center it has just built. I can point to several ongoing examples that demonstrate this. 14 African countries, for example, still use the currency issued and controlled by France, the CFA franc, a highly predatory currency that I've made a number of videos about already on this channel. France has been said to be backing armed groups across the Sahel after countries removed French military and political influence from their leadership. Niger nationalized its uranium facilities, taking them out of French control after decades of being paid a fraction of global market value. Last year, Russian intelligence services documented claims that Macron personally approved a plan to remove 3 sitting African presidents by any means necessary. Across the continent, France has spent decades supporting leaders who answer to Paris first and their own people second. I've spoken about these things again numerous times on this channel. And just days ago, the latest French affair took place in where? Madagascar. I'm sure many of you remember the Gen Z protests and the military overtake of the government that was there, which was essentially a government controlled by France. The reports say, however, this week that a former French soldier named Guy Barrett was arrested for plotting to cut Madagascar's entire national power grid. The plan was to cause a total blackout, flood the streets with chaos, pull security forces away from government buildings, and use that opening to bring down the current government installed after the people of Madagascar ousted their previous leadership months ago. I just want to say a quick thank you to those of you that have joined my Substack. Some of you are paying members, some of you are free members. I appreciate you all. If you're out there and you haven't yet joined, the reason why you might want to do that is to help keep this message alive. You see, some of my videos get demonetized, and some of the people that talk about the subjects I talk about actually get banned altogether from YouTube. So joining Substack allows us to have a email relationship that YouTube, Google, nobody else can own, just between us. So if anything ever does get shut down regarding this message of sovereignty for Africa, we can regroup quickly and get back to making content that helps lift up the continent of Africa. Link is in the description. Thank you. The former president, who was removed, of course, held a French passport. You see, it seems that France cannot accept that leaders in former colonies don't have to be French citizens. The operation was being coordinated through WhatsApp in a group called Revolution of the Brave Citizens. And there was a Madagascar army colonel who was recruited and participated in that plot as well. When Madagascar arrested the former French soldier, Mr. Barrett, they also expelled a French diplomat. France called the whole thing lies and said the accusations were incomprehensible. And I guess one might say the evidence is circumstantial. It's essentially a black ops operation that has no direct formal link to the French government. But everyone can see the potential outcome gain if this plot went through. France would come out victorious and bring things back to the status quo before their puppet government was ousted. Remember, this is the same France that just spent 9 million on creating an African cultural center. So how does a country spend millions celebrating African culture while running a sabotage operation on the same continent? The answer is that France is cornered, they're desperate, and they are beginning to lose the benefits that they've been getting from pillaging the continent of Africa for decades. When France had real power over Africa, it did not need cultural centers or WhatsApp plots. It used banks, currencies, military bases, and diplomats. It was clean and invisible because the world never read African French revolutionary journalists. Not to mention, the mainstream news in many of these countries was French-owned anyway. And that status quo worked for 60 years and more. But now it seems they've learned nothing from their own French Revolution. See, when the people you control become so poor and so desperate that rebellion feels less risky than the poverty they've endured, they rise up. And we are now seeing that across multiple countries. Now just imagine, Niger supplied uranium to keep the lights on in France, while 70% of its own population had no consistent electricity. Something was bound to break. With the rise of the internet and social media, and more people calling this behavior out, these populations are beginning to understand how they've been cheated, manipulated, and stripped of their resources and wealth. So now France runs two strategies at once. Hey, here's our beautiful, shiny cultural center. Don't you see how we love Africa? And at the same time, we're going to do covert operations and take out any government that does not bend the knee to France's agenda. This is why Africa cannot keep engaging with France in current terms. You cannot negotiate with a government running a propaganda campaign with one hand and a kill list with another. And every African country that keeps doing business with France right now is legitimizing both the cultural center and everything happening behind it. Africa needs to reject this relationship, not reduce it, not renegotiate it, reject it. France needs to be given two choices and two choices only. Come to Africa with fair and equal and respectful terms, or do not come at all. If France wants to keep on doing covert actions of aggression, that must be met with real consequences. And what are the consequences? Well, we have to hurt France in the only way we know how. And we should do that continent-wide. Yes, it would be painful, but not only would it be providing solidarity to those countries that are constantly being destabilized and pressured by France, but it would cut off vital resources that France needs to keep its economy running. This is how a unified Africa could play its part. A country not in Sahel where the destabilization is happening can say, until France ends what it's doing in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, any formal business with Paris and the CFA franc must go as well. And you could say the same thing about the CFA franc. Until that's gone, then we're not going to do business with France. France could change its policies. It could reflect and recognize that the era of exploitation must end. It could take that 9 million euros and invest it in building genuinely mutual beneficial trade with former colonies. But if that wounded animal, that cornered animal of France, still believes that setting up an African cultural center in Paris can make up for the ongoing actions outlined in this video and more, then that attempt will ring hollow. I personally think it's time for change, and I think the world can see it for what it is now. And if you want to see what I think is the most egregious example of how France is controlling one of its former colonies, then I suggest you watch the video that you're seeing on the screen right here. I'll see you over there next. Peace.
Julius Malema, Hispania. You know him, right? Yeah. You most likely like him if you are an Africanist or whatever. Anyway, Julius Malema made a speech which is very, very interesting. And I have to share this with you. Okay, let's watch and make a comment on top of it. Let's go.
But let's ask a question. After you marched and say you don't want Zimbabweans, you don't want Nigerians, you don't want Ghanaians, you close shops, you march. Why are you not coming back to tell us the following day that after that march, we expelled 10 Zimbabweans, and out of those 10 Zimbabweans, we're able to give 10 South Africans jobs? There is no such a report. Why? Because now Kabakuba ma Zimbabwe, hauna misebetsi. You want proper jobs. You want a job with a pay slip, with an appointment letter, with pension, with medical aid, and you deserve it. But why are we fighting each other? It is the same people who made us fight each other during apartheid, black on black violence.
Wow.
They sponsored it. The same provinces where blacks were killing blacks during apartheid, sponsored by apartheid government, is the same provinces where blacks are beating blacks today.
Okay. Now, very interesting. I think you heard that, and you're probably asking yourself questions. This is the same thing that's happened during apartheid, black on black hurting each other. What does that mean? And I would like to clarify this for most of us. I mean, a lot of people I know don't quite understand the depth of it. And I'm not going to speak out of me, and I want us to read through what's written, okay? So what happened back in the time? Back in time, black people in South Africa did hurt each other bad. Yes, I know you never heard about this, but unfortunately, yeah, it's the truth. So back in time, the biggest fighting was between the two black political parties, and this was managed and sponsored by who? You can imagine. Malema is reminding us about what's happened in the past. Let me read again. The ANC, the African National Congress, which you probably know about, was led by who? Nelson Mandela. And the IFP, this one right here, was led by Mangosuthu Buthelezi, mostly Zulu people. The fighting was very bad in 1980s and 1990s, especially where in KwaZulu-Natal, as you can see on the map. This is KwaZulu-Natal. KwaZulu-Natal is the home of the Zulus. You heard of Shaka Zulu? Yeah, that's where he's from, okay? That's where most of the mayhem was happening. Let's continue. How bad was it? Well, thousands of people died. They estimate about 14,000 people among black people with each other during apartheid. So let me put it this way. While you fighting against oppression of apartheid, you turn against your brother and you start unaliving each other. Let's continue. What did they use? They used guns, knife, and they burned houses. You know, there was big battles in the street and hostels. Now, why did they fight? They both hated apartheid, you know, the white rule, but they wanted power in different ways. The ANC wanted one strong new government for everyone. The IFP wanted more power for the Zulu leaders and worked a bit with the white government. So they wanted two different things. ANC wanted power for everyone. to be together. The IFP wanted more powerful Zulu leaders, and they worked a bit with white government. Now, the white apartheid police secretly helped one side to make black people fight each other. They made the entire apartheid struggle weaker. This was called the third force. So what did the white government do at the time? They sent weapons, many weapons, in KZN, KwaZulu-Natal, where black people started killing each other.
Political violence in KwaZulu-Natal claimed, according to sources, more than 20,000 lives since 1984. The four-year transition period from February 1990 to April 1994 was characterized by political violence between the ANC and IFP, seen as a low-intensity war. This was fueled by a so-called third force of state security operatives, which supported IFP paramilitaries against what the ANC termed was its self-defense units.
So as you can see, Malema is reminding us that this is the same modus operandi. It's something that's happened in the past before. Divide to conquer. And that time, the white apartheid was very happy. Look at the blacks killing each other. Look at them. Oh, they're supposed to be under the apartheid. Let's continue on, Malema.
The script is the same. The right of the script is the same. Why do you ask me? Koskolon is not South African. Ke monche koskolon, ke fete ke shebe waka, ke be proud father after removing a black child from school.
So basically saying, why would you ask me to go and take another African child out of school, and for me to be proud as a man?
And the black children were removed from school with bullets in 1976, when our parents were removed from school because they did not have school fees. I must play that role. Me, I will never do it. I'm not going to take a pregnant woman out of a clinic because she's not South African. She gives birth of an African child at the gate, and that child dies. And you want me to do that and be proud and look at my children and say, I'm a proud father after I stopped life, after I killed someone? I will not do that.
You got the document. You understand me? Got the document. You understand me? And everything they are sending here, you are paying for them. Everybody, you are paying for them. You understand me? Now those people, why they could have taken to someone like you? You understand me? The way they could have taken to keep them out. You understand me?
If you know yourself that you're not South African, stand up. Please don't try and stand up. Are you South African? Because we are going to check everybody. Check them. Come. Let them go out. That's not what I want you. But if I tell you guys are not South African, go out. Go. Pass. Because Zimbabwe, you run past and go to a border.
All these nurses and doctors, they are here for South Africans. Get up, South Africa. Please stand up. Don't try us. The boss says, hey, what's that? You run past the border and get.
I did not join politics to be voted for. I was too young when I joined politics. These positions that I have came as a result of my participation. I am not in politics to be elected. I'm in politics to articulate a position of African people who have been oppressed for too long. We are not saying any Zimbabwean, Nigerian, Ghanaian must bring crime here.
Did you hear that?
We are not saying any Zimbabwean, Nigerian, Ghanaian must bring crime here. The same way no South African must bring crime here. Anyone who brings drugs, South African or Nigerian, must be dealt with according to the laws.
He didn't say you must embrace everybody, then South Africa must open the door to Nigerians and Zimbabweans that are drug dealers. He said we are not saying that, because I think Malema is usually misquoted saying he wants all African and criminals who come into the country. This is what he's clarifying here. He said, I'm not saying Zimbabweans and Nigerians must bring drugs and criminal activities here. I'm saying anybody, whether they're Nigerian, Zimbabwean, South Africa, who does crime must be dealt with decisively. Is he correct or not? Well, some people will say, no, you must keep your crime in your country. Like, why don't you keep your crime in your country? Why do you bring your crime in other people's country? Surely, it makes sense. But practically, you can't stop people from traveling. And you cannot control people's mindset. Unfortunately, there's no way. I wish there was like an app where you can scan somebody's brain by the border, by the immigration service. Oh, this one's really crime, go back. You can't find that. So unfortunately, people will have to travel. Now, what's the solution? The only credible solution is to punish at the harshest possible level whoever does the crime. You cannot put everybody in the same box. Let's continue.
Not mob justice. Le na le west, one northwest. Le tshwana le rena ko Limpopo. Ha ba qeta ka ma Zimbabwe. You must know we are next. Because Bob which is your taking as a Zulu.
Okay, so Malema is saying where we are here, because this is obviously South Africa's many provinces, we and you are similar, okay? We are the same people. Now, you gonna be next. He's talking about local people. You're gonna be next because they're gonna ask you, what is this in Zulu? Okay, you must explain what this is in Zulu. If you don't know what this is in Zulu, it means you're not South African. So, do you know what this is in Zulu? No. You must keep the context. This is very important. That Julius Malema is not necessarily, he's not Zulu, okay? He's from a very specific province. What he's saying is, if xenophobia is done with the foreigners, they will ask you, because you come from a different province, what is this in Zulu? Now, if you don't know what this is in Zulu, what are you going to do? Let's go.
So, you must stop it before it comes to you. Remember, Rabba Limpopo were even too dark.
You must remember, as people from Limpopo, we are dark.
They are just going to look at us and say, well, now we don't even have to ask you anything. Before it comes to us, let's stop it there and say, let's deal with illegal immigration through the laws of this country. The Minister of Home Affairs is a DA minister, but they never match the Minister of Home Affairs, who is responsible for illegal immigrants. Why? They are scared of white people. Look at them. When they speak to a white person, they are very respectful. They show manners.
Victor Malochwa was kidnapped while taking a shortcut through a farm. His attackers also beat him and threatened to douse him in petrol. He was at their first court appearance to demand justice.
When they speak to a black person, they are violent.
A storm is rising across the continent, and this time it's not political, it's personal. From West Africa to East Africa, voices are growing louder, issuing warnings to South Africa over what many are calling a dangerous wave of xenophobia. And now, fear is spreading. Across Africa and beyond, outrage is building.
When is that march going to Cape Town? Because a lot of illegal immigrants, white immigrants, are in Cape Town. Let's see them going to Cape Town and asking whites to produce their IDs. The same way here in Northwest, a lot of whites say their own land. If you ask them to produce a title deed, they don't have. They gave each other the land early 90s when they saw that democracy was coming. So many white people are here in South Africa, illegal labor. Now they must be treated the same way we treat others. But now they are even worse. They've got our land. How now the fast, not economic freedom. Oshapali Zimbabwe, Liatamaya, you remain landless. How now the Zimbabwe le fast? Le fast le kamara matso amakhuwa. How now the Zimbabwe le factory, le mine, le bank. You are fighting over useless things. They are distracting you so that you focus on each other while they are stealing our minerals, while they are stealing our land. This is the time you must be more awake. They are distracting you. They say foreigners have taken jobs from you. Go for them. You go there. They take everything. That's what they did during apartheid. When we were supposed to get our freedom, they started a fight between ANC and IFP. Instead of concentrating on fighting for freedom, we got distracted and killed each other. Who took the weapons to KZN? It was apartheid soldiers. Got a lot of ammunition, took it to KZN. That's why till today, there are a lot of illegal guns in KZN. Those guns were delivered by the apartheid government, arming blacks to fight one another. Today, they don't give you guns. They put in your mind wrong ideas for you to hate each other, concentrate on one another, while they continue to benefit the minerals of our wealth. We need to focus, comrades. Not because I killed anyone.
They don't like me,
They
not
want
because
to
they
take
kill
me
me.
to jail for 5 years because they don't want me. Why? Why do they want to take me away? They want to take me away because they are scared of the truth. They don't want the truth. I will talk the truth here. I'll talk the truth in jail.
He says they don't like him. They don't want him because he tells the truth. That's the reason why they want him in jail. You know, yeah, he's been sentenced, I think, 5 years in jail for holding a gun, shooting in public. And that's the process he's going through right now. I see people don't like him because he's telling the truth. Let's go.
I'll talk the truth in my grave. No one can ever kill my ideas. My ideas are out there. No one can ever arrest my ideas. My ideas are out there. No white woman can determine my destination. I've got an appointment with the future, and that future is the revolution to liberate the children of Africa. You must not be scared, comrade. You must never allow them to use me to intimidate you. No one must use my name to intimidate you. Continue to fight for the truth. Continue to tell the truth. Do not be shaken by my sentencing, because that's what they want. They want you to be shaken. I'm not shaken. If I was not married with children, I was not going to appeal it. I was going to go there and come back. But as a responsible family man, I might be strong. My wife might not be strong. My children might not be strong. And my jail can destroy them. For them, I shall appeal it until I get my freedom, so that my family is in a better position. Fighters, the system is against us. We need to rise now. We need to take over power and change the system. The only way you can do that is to make sure that in your VT, there is a VT coordinator who registers the voters Because you cannot win election without your own voters.
That's what it is, fellas. Before you sit down and think that South Africans are all xenophobic, you must remember there are plenty of people like Julius Malema. Malema is not a perfect man. He says many things that I don't necessarily agree with, but I think he's somebody that is necessary. Okay, and what he wants is peace among black people, understanding, tolerance. What I'm keeping here, I think it's very important, is mentioned. He's not saying they must open South Africa for everybody, so they can bring drugs and crime and stuff like that. Drugs and crime, there's no nationality. There's criminal everywhere. There's criminal in every single country. And I understand, like I said earlier, some people will say, why you want to bring your crime in my country? Well, you cannot stop people going from whichever place. It's not possible. The only thing you can do is to implement the harshest punishments to people. So nobody does the crime. You can't say, I like my criminal. He kills people, but I like him because he has a certain name that sounds like.
Rihanna has now brought Fenty Beauty to the African continent.
Rock Nation, founded by music superstar Jay-Z, has a sports division. Rock Nation.
This is African continent.
August 9th, 2006. Today is the day I announced that I'm working with the UN to bring awareness to the world's water crisis.
You got a lot of fans. One or two.
I was honored to be there, and I was honored to share the stage with someone as prestigious as Kofi Annan.
All right. It's good of you to do this.
I'm very pleased to announce today the groundbreaking.
No pressure.
We're here with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay, who's your favorite artist that you've ever worked with?
Beyonce.
How come?
She's the best. She's amazing. She's an incredible songwriter and an incredible performer. she's the best. She's amazing. She's a...
Why do the Wadani people do this?
The Advanced Management Program is a chance to attend Harvard Business School and take away the best that the business school offers. So comprehensive. The faculty, the premises, everything that you need to succeed is here.
People come to the city for different reasons. Work, family, time with friends. But the moments in between, that's where Leonardo Hotels comes in. A warm welcome, a great night's sleep, and a breakfast worth waking up for. Because the best days start with a good night and a good morning. Save 10% on stays with Leonardo Advantage Club at leonardohotels.co.uk.
Have you ever seen those advertisements for like relocation services where they market moving from America to places like Kenya? I came across a couple of videos on YouTube where Black Americans were talking about their experience, and I'm about to play a couple clips for y'all. This one guy who was like just giving us like the raw and the real, and basically saying that they setting y'all up for failure. Like they make it seem like it's this glorious move and it's so great to move to Kenya, which is what he did, and he said it's just really not that great, and he's just kind of giving us a rundown. I'm about to just play this for y'all.
Kenyans don't like criticism from the outside. They are setting you up for failure. I think you need to come here to see the truth so you can understand how life is. As soon as they hear my accent and my voice, that price is going to be double or triple. Money is very evil here in Kenya. Again, these relocation services, they set you up for failure. But if all you showing is caring, and you're going to Pilates and yoga and caring, you're not seeing the truth of a country. But you will get robbed. You can get robbed. But you foreigners, you Americans, you expats, you Mzungus, you don't have rights like you do from wherever country you're in. And I'm going to stand my ground, but at the end of the day, they can throw you in jail for no reason. You're not in America. I don't want to shake hands with the devil. They surviving. So them stealing from you, they not looking at this as evil and bad, a sin. They survive.
I feel like I've seen those marketing videos before, and a lot of Black Americans, when they do move overseas, they a lot of times lie about their experience. I'm not sure if they're getting some sort of a commission for bringing people over through the service, like it's some service fee commission. I'm not really sure. But he also said that a friend isn't really a friend. At least that was his experience.
You can meet great people, but at the end of the day, they trying to get something out of it. So, next thing, making friends, talking, interacting with the locals. I've had so many men and women say, hey, let's be friends. Can I get your number so we can be friends? Just understand, most of them, this relationship is coming at a cost. At some point, they're going to be asking you for something. They're going to be asking you for money. They're going to be asking you for help. It's not a genuine relationship to me.
Imagine how isolated you would feel moving to a foreign country and everybody that you meet just wants something from you or asks you for something or needs a favor or needs to get some money from you or borrow money that they can't really pay back. And it's like you don't really feel like you have any real friends for real.
But out of 10 people, I would say probably 7 or 8 is going to be expecting something from you. It's you're a foreigner, you know you have money.
You know, people want to talk about unity and being unified, but how are we one? How are we unified when as soon as you hear my accent, you charging me more money? As soon as you find out that I'm not from where you from, as soon as you can see that I'm a foreigner, it's like, oh, no holds barred. It's like I'm out here trying to survive, and I'm gonna use you as a way for me to survive, and I don't have a care in the world as to how that affects you.
I'm seeing all these relocation companies make all these beautiful videos. Oh, come do this and it's beautiful out here. It's not that great.
Like I said, this is not the only video that's on YouTube like this. So before anybody goes in my comment section talking about, oh, you just trying to be divisive, you just brought up that one video, go on YouTube and look it up yourself. There's plenty of them on there. Don't shoot the messenger or the secondhand messenger.
Peace and love, African family. Peace, love, and sunlight. This is Aunt Eru from jamtoursafrica.com. exporthaven.com, exporthavenrealty.com, veganchoicefoods.com, the vegan Jamaican restaurant over there in Nairobi, family Lavington. The vegan Jamaican restaurant. We have vegan and Jamaican foods. If you never eat vegan Jamaican food, mwah, the nicest. And then you have actually regular jerk chicken, oxtail, curry goat, big fat fish, snapper. You know what I mean? We're just getting started, family. We never like start the restaurant yet. This is not even the restaurant, family. It's just, as I said, family, this is just like a trial. You know what I mean? When you're in a restaurant, family, your food, you know what I mean? If I go to the restaurant right now and see a bad comment, you know what I mean? They get bringle. You know what I mean? People get all fired because of bad review, family. You know what I mean? Once I have a bad review, family, I see that as something serious, and I always try to keep the food at, you know what I mean, at one quality, one taste, you know what I mean, one flavor, different flavor, new flavor. There are all those things that we're gonna come up with, family. We're coming up with a burger business. There are a whole other business we are come up with, family. So you know what I mean? So I'm gonna know what I go on when you see jump to the launch, this and that, you know the thing of family. So I'm sure you watch that video, family, and I'm sure you see what I go on. That short clip that this African American guy is talking about, and this lady's commenting on it, family. So when we watch that video, family, I just want to actually, you know what I mean, I actually found my own sentence and actually put it in ChatGPT for it to actually, you know, bring me some talking points, because I have talking points in my head based on what he said, you know what I mean, so I'll give them on the top of my head, family, you know what I mean. For me, you know what I mean, like, I don't find Kenyans ask you for money and beg you or not. Kenyan no beggy. Kenyans no beggy family. That's rule number one. That's how me notice within the street every day I drive road, and every day I interact with regular people, normal people don't beg you. You know what I mean? And for jam tours, if somebody will say, yo, buy me some tea, and then you give them 100 shillings, 200 shillings, the most 1,000 shillings. That's like $10. That's the most you can give a Kenyan, and will say, yeah. They give him something nice and him feel good that can serve for him maybe the week or the month, family. You know what I mean? So, giving is always supposed to think. Once you get, you're supposed to give. You know what I mean? You're going against nature. If you get, you're not give, family. You know what I mean? For me, I actually, you know, after going to the mountain and stuff, I'll be actually sending my actually offering to the elders in Mount Kenya. Every Saturday I'm doing at 12. If you go to Mount Kenya with my family, you can do this if you want. But actually I'll be sending, you know, 12, I'll be sending 12. 12 tribe of Israel, 12. You know what I mean? So, Mr. Make know, family, that's, you know what I mean? This is just, I do my thing. I don't know, because I'm a bit different, I'm getting a different experience, other people coming, maybe them, you know what I mean? When you come to Kenya, when you come back to Africa, family, first, if you come to Kenya, you go to Mount Kenya for your wash up and your blessing and remove all of this toxic and negative energy out of your thing. You know what I mean? If you go to Ghana, you go to Cape Coast, you're in Kenya, you travel around Africa. You know what I mean? My vacation spot at Ghana. You know what I mean? I enjoy, you know, living in Ghana and being there, but I just know to myself, based on how I live my life, I feel like Kenya is a better place. When you come on to like food and, you know, the Jamaican, you know, I still can live like a Jamaican in a Kenya. I cannot do that in Ghana because now, you know what I mean, it's just different. You know, the food, they can't get the food. You know what I mean? Most things imported, not made in Ghana. In a Kenya, everything made in a Kenya. You know what I mean? So, you know, just to debunk these things that this guy is saying, I don't know if people, you know what I mean, everybody have them different experience in Africa, and everybody have to come back for meaningful things in Africa. If you come to Africa and waste your time, you know what I mean, you can be, you know, 99% of the chance it might actually something might happen to you. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have the blessing, because Africa is a spiritual place for me. You can't come here and live like you're living in the West. You have to actually decolonize from the Western living, and that's the reason why I find most people come and have it difficult. You still live like you are being a West coming in Africa, where it even makes sense. You know what I mean? You live in a modern place, and you're trying to come in a traditional place with the modernness. It don't work like that, family. So, what that guy's saying again, I don't know what is he saying, but once he's saying all of that stuff, family, and I just want to actually, my experience is different, and I just want to let you guys know that, and I just want to pull out a few talking points on this topic, family, you know what I mean? Because you have other people come, and he might talk from his experience, and maybe people actually come back to Africa, you know what I mean, and do everything they do, okay? But, you know what I mean, as I said, offer a different kind of life. Yes. So this is what people get tricked by when the guy is saying he's right, because a lot of people promote Africa is beautiful. The video where them post, everybody